Okay.
Looking at him all woolly.
Okay, I think we're on. Let me make sure.
It ain't too obvious I've been smoking, is it?
No, it's okay.
And I'm probably gonna be smoking periodically anyway. That's
I, I'm
just
I'm accustomed. I'm accustomed. We've gotten used to each other. You're not new company. You know what I mean? It's like my mom used to say, no, it's not new company. Be comfortable. Hold on. I don't know if we're on. Can you see that? Oh, we are. I'm trying to see if it's showing. I don't see it showing. Let's see. Oh, it is. Not
okay.
new company. You know what I mean? Okay. Alrighty, alrighty. We are. Hold on, everyone. Give me one moment. I need to put something in there. Okay. Check on in, everyone. Give me a moment. Rah, I did it. All right. Peace, YouTube. This is FleurBrun coming to you today, quite calm, with again our special guest. Hold on, I'm getting a backlay. Hold on.
That was me.
Is she okay? Good. Okay, let me turn off my flashlight. I feel so retro. I gotta get it together, Rod. Gotta get it together technologically. I like it takes me a moment to get used to it. I'm born on I'm born in analog, but I have a conversion to digital. So I'm like partially analog digital. But you know, all the youngins, they're born all digital with retro aspects of access to our analog. You know what I mean? But you're like the quantum analog digital. So that's why I talk to you when I want to get information. Hello, everyone. Peace to the east, the west, the north, and the south. This is for everyone coming to you today. And we have another special guest. I've conjured him for October 1st, and I'm so grateful. I want everybody to welcome again the master, Rod Hayes. Wait, sick eight, what? Chief, what? You know what I'm saying? He's got all these AKAs, is whatever you feel, whatever you want to take on with Rod. So thank you, Rod, again for joining us on October 1st. And I thought it was really important to touch on maybe the historical aspects of Halloween and a lot of the historical references and how we got there and why we put such emphasis on that particular holiday. And I know you've got the breakdown, so I'm gonna just but wait, hold on. Let's say hello to our YouTube family first. Everyone give a shout out to Hot Rod Hayes in the house. Okay.
Feathers up, feathers up.
So,
Okay, we can roll the corn.
okay, let's get it. So, Rod, and obviously I don't have to introduce you because all my people know your people and we know people, so we all people now. So we don't have to do the introduction as normal. But I wanted to kind of talk to you, and I was really curious. So I wanted to go to the veteran of historical archives and kind of get your take on the references and how we got to Halloween as far as the American diaspora, how we kind of utilize that as a holiday. But I want you to break it down like where we arrived there and what the importance of October is, especially American history.
Well, in 1491, the day that they call Halloween was the Pumpkin Festival. All Hallows Eve is their um, rebranding for financial purposes and marketing to create Halloween as a way to make money.
Hmm.
But the Pumpkin Festival traces back to certain tribes in the South. The Pumpkin Festival is divine feminine metaphor. The pumpkin became a sacred vegetable because it mimicked the posterior of the women. So every time they stomp out the divine feminine, they rebrand it for something else.
Mm,
The pumpkin festival preceded the turkey harvest, which they called Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
It wasn't Thanksgiving, it was the turkey harvest, the feast of the turkey, where the new chief, Big Mama, sit him and his family at the table of honor, and she give him a freshly roast turkey to cut.
Mm.
This is who invited the pilgrims to the celebration.
Yeah.
Halloween, on the other hand, had also ancestral reverence connections for the pumpkin festival, right? And just like Granny in the cartoon with Tweety Bird, and she walking around with the big old posterior,
Hmm.
that was a lot of our big mamas.
Ah, yes.
So when they crossed over on the pumpkin festival, it was like a family inside joke about Big Mama's posterior being big as a pumpkin, right? So we attached the ancestral reverence to the pumpkin harvest. And sometimes when we dress up in our ceremonial attire,
Hmm.
it looks what modern people would call demonic because it's embracing the aspect of life called death,
Hmm.
which is part of the cycles, right? And so they took it and called it All Hallows Eve after a European holiday, right? They even moved the dates to line up to match.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because we still gonna do ours,
Yeah, of course.
right? But the Christian church came in and declared war on the holiday because the Christian church is the source of the war on the divine feminine,
Mm.
usurping the sacerdotal seat, the Isis seat, or set seat, the seat, Mary seat,
Mm.
Hail Mary, Mother of God. What that make her? I
Yeah.
love to say that.
Yeah.
What that make her? She the God maker.
The creator of God. Yes, yes, yes.
Because when she had the baby, they named him Emmanuel.
Mm.
But they didn't tell you that they was telling you both of their story at the same time, Isis and Horus, as if it was one person.
Yeah.
But when you read the dialogue, you can tell there's two different people speaking, at least in the words in red. They don't agree. They got different frames of thought. One talk like a warrior and one talk like a lover.
Hmm. Hmm.
The mother is the lover. If you go to the scene, there's a scene of Mary laying on the steps. Uh, it's supposed to be the reenactment of Tammuz, right? This is what they incorporating in to the Christian doctrine in the Nicene Council as the imagery, iconography of the crucifixion.
Hmm.
But ISIS, Jesus is ISIS. And the only one that was sitting on the ISIS seat during the contemporary period was Cleopatra. So the trick or treat moniker came from Europe,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Because it was actually a prankster day from the
Yes.
Vandals.
Yes.
It was the prankster day created by the Vandals. Remember, they used to tear shit up.
Hmm.
They used to, that's why vandalism is named after the Vandals,
Mm.
right? And so they had a custom when they call All Hallows Eve of playing pranks on people.
That's
So
wasn't
they,
that called
yeah,
the day before is called what's
Devil's
it?
Night.
Yeah, where we throw eggs and everything like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So there was supposed to be designed to intimidate the people to give them a treat, or they're gonna play a trick on them.
Mm.
And the trick used to come in many different forms. Burn the shit on the porch.
Mm. That's foul. That's foul.
And
That's
they'll come
cruel.
out and stomp it out.
Oh, Oh, God.
You know, the jack-o'-lantern is design ceremony, right? Original jack-o'-lanterns was more elaborate than they try to tell us. They try to tell us that the original jack-o'-lantern just had two holes poked in it with a candle in the pumpkin.
Yeah, in the mouth,
Why
like
was you
picture that.
putting candles in pumpkins? Whose custom is that?
Mm,
Whose custom is it to put a candle in the pumpkin and what is its purpose? See, we be forgetting that most of the culture that we had is still in practice. They just rebranded it so that when our genetic memory, we feel okay practicing our heritage,
that's right. That's right.
right? The pumpkin with the candle in it was that was the symbol for the bake off. You put the pumpkin up and let them know that okay, now it's time for everybody to come taste the pie.
Oh, okay.
Right? So all of that is still part of native culture, but we've got it rebranded as modern pop culture.
Hmm. Hmm.
But Halloween wasn't always an evil holiday, and neither was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was, you know, a, a big deal for us. It was the
Hmm.
harvest. We
Yes.
dividing up food to send them to different tribes from the harvest. And the turkey harvest was specifically for recognition of the new chief and his
Mm.
family.
I get chills when you say that. Yeah.
This the turkey with his feathers flared out
Mhm.
is the symbol for the full feather chief,
Mm.
right? The problem came in on Black Friday. That's when they slaughtered the natives that was feeding their ass, the settlers. Contrary to popular opinion, Paleface hadn't got here yet.
Who was doing the slaughtering?
These were the gents and the Huguenots and the Spanish conquistadors.
Mhm.
They were the original arrivals.
They were lethal too, the conquistadors. They were nasty. Mm.
The Huguenots wasn't no better.
Mm.
They was all the same people in different countries,
Hmm.
but they was all being exiled at the same time from all of the countries. It was called the Great Inquisition for a reason.
Mm.
And they was exiling them all out of Europe until they got a stronghold in the Franco-Swiss War.
Yes.
They ran and hid in Switzerland,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? The Switzerland, the Red Cross is designed to monitor the battlefield so that they'll know from the ground floor who gonna win. Because they paying for both sides. So they need to know who to give more money to.
Sounds like it's fixed. Yeah.
It is.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the Swiss is the only country that don't be in no wars ever
That's
since
right.
Their last war was the Franco-Swiss War.
Hmm. Hmm. And then don't they have a treaty that gives them the ultimate like it's amnesty.
Neutrality.
Yeah.
It's the
And
neutrality. They neutrality is predicated up on the banks.
yes, because you Swiss banks. Remember, all my father was a banker, so we were knew about most people extraditing all their money into the Swiss banks, right?
Right. And then they made a UN pact to stop money launderers from using Swiss banks. So then they moved to St. Lucius and St. Croix.
That's right. On my father's island. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
So the money launderers is moving around. We got to remember the Federal Reserve headquarters was never in DC. It was always in Puerto Rico.
That's right. I heard that a while ago. Yes, yes, yes.
That's the rich port.
Hmm.
When you talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, they talking about Puerto Rico.
Mm.
At one point in time, Puerto Rico, the colonizers had such a strong hold on it that they would bring all of their wealth they accumulated from North and South America and other islands on Puerto Rico, and they had vaults on the island. And none of the pirates used to steal the other pirate stuff as long as it was registered in Puerto Rico.
Mm.
This is where the salvage right financial arm is stretching out of Puerto Rico. Now we talk about all of this being ran by Switzerland, right? Do you know who the military that guard the Pope is called?
Um, no.
The Swiss Guard.
The Swiss Guards. Okay. Okay.
That's right. So the Swiss Guard is the Pope's security team. They supply to him for free by Switzerland.
Mm.
Now,
This
why
is
would
weird.
Switzerland give the only person in the world that the Swiss give security to from their military?
Mm.
Shit, I don't even know if they got protection on their prime minister, but,
But
but
is
they
it, but
got it on the Pope.
are they
Because
one and the same with the Jesuits, Rod? Are they kind
no,
of in sync? No, no. Okay. Okay.
no, they more closely related to the Templars.
Okay. Okay.
They all use the same symbols. The
Okay.
symbols tell you when they where they groups is clicked at.
Okay.
The Jesuits is the Order of Isis, the Brotherhood of the Order of Isis.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's why when you see their symbol, it got that big old IHS.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. Okay.
that's right. So they her secret service, so to speak.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
But we all being taught that the Jesuits is something entirely different than what they is.
Yeah, I assumed it was one and the same.
No, the Templars and the Jesuits actually fell out and had conflicts during the Crusades.
Oh.
This is what made a lot of the Norsemen who were fighting on the side of the Vatican when its split happened. They left and joined seafaring Moors and became known as Vikings.
Ah, yes, yes, the Norsemen, yes.
Right. They started off as Templars,
Ah.
but they defected because they didn't agree with something the church was doing, probably eating babies and sucking
Mm.
little boys' wee-wees.
Oh, get it, Rod. Tell him, Rod. Mm. I rebuke
But
you
they
all.
protested and they end up having clashes with between the Templars and the Jesuits. Then the Templars had a war conflict or whatever you want to call it with the Rosicrucians at one
Yes.
time,
Hmm.
right? And then they had another conflict with the Masons,
Okay.
right? So they didn't fell out with everybody. The ones who became the Vikings, you know them today as Hell's Angels.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like
interesting.
we just think that they're a bunch of crazy, drunk, tattooed up white boys on motorcycles. When Big Mama call, watch how they ride. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm.
When Big Mama call, watch how they ride. They gonna blow our mind because they gonna be more of serious about her than we is, and she our Big Mama.
Wow. Wow.
Favors return, and there ain't no time limit on good deeds being repaid.
Hmm.
And they remember they ain't like some of these other people that you do something for them and then they act like you ain't never did nothing for them and you owe them something
Hello.
because you got a little something.
Hmm. Hmm.
They ain't like that. That's why they always supposed to keep their business among themselves. They was authorized by the Queen Mother, the Mother Chapter, the Mother Charter, 13, to
Mm.
roam the land as a nomadic tribe. That's why outlaw tribes get crushed.
Wow.
If you going into that biker community, you got to make an alliance because they got a job to do. They just ain't been called to do it yet.
Wow.
And don't think they don't got truces with Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, and others.
Mm,
right? We just a lot of the truces ain't fully on display right now because we trying to get rid of the old regime,
hmm
the deep state.
hmm So
You
they
know,
haven't been
so
called to action yet. When they are, they show up.
yeah. They
Interesting.
that's what they was talking about in Revelations when they was talking about the iron horses.
Ah, oh
On
my
a
God.
steel horse I ride,
Oh my God. I didn't.
wanted, wanted, dead or alive. We don't know all of the people
No.
that we think is our enemies that been fighting our battles behind our backs because they wasn't allowed to fight them openly and win. You
hmm
got to adjust your strategy,
That's right.
right? Even
It,
some of the hate groups was converted through logic.
mm,
You got a doctrine. Your doctrine teach you something. This ain't the old guessing age of before where you just had to believe. You can go check out what a mofo tell you now.
mm,
So when I tell you that it was about getting one drop of blood, they got their one drop of blood when they start realizing that, wait a minute, what am I talking about being a pure blood white boy and I ain't got no blonde hair and blue eyes? Something ain't right here.
You might be mixing with them native indigenous Negroes now.
Where all of them octoroons, et cetera, that left the plantations go after so-called slavery
Mm,
when they all mass migrated to the north? Who they married?
that's true.
Because didn't nobody want to be this complexion.
No.
We were too dark.
Yeah. Copper
And we
color.
ain't even dark like we was back then.
No, no, no. We lightened up a little bit, but we
Yeah.
the copper color people, even though, they redefine people nowadays. And even though they say, people, are black, that's the terminology used, the people they were speaking about were copper colored and deep copper to our color copper. So it's
You
interesting
know,
that people forgot what the color copper looks like until you pull out a penny.
they why they refer to us as black, right? It's a chess turn.
Oh,
We the ones defending the land. They the invaders.
mm,
They the white pieces on the chessboard.
mm,
Right. So when we call out the black pieces to play the game, they call foul. We talking about your Black Panthers, your Black
mm,
Gorilla family,
mm.
your Black Leopard clan, right? We talking about your Black Eagle clan because this is the stealth priest of old Mississippians, the Black Wolf clan. Them the ones you call when you ain't got nobody left to call. That's the cleanup crew, and we here in mass cleaning up. The hard part about cleaning up is that they did such a hell of a job on our psyche. But
Yeah.
this is what made Black become civilly mortis because they say they crashed the Mayflower. We crashed our landmass into the Mayflower. The Mayflower was originally called the good ship Plymouth.
Yes. Yes.
So this is why Malcolm said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth
Plymouth
Rock
Rock
landed
landed
on
on
us.
us. Hmm
So they took us to the world court and sued us. So in order to assess the claim, they sent surveyors out. Surveyors was the first ones to charter a city. So when you want to look at the 13 colonies, who chartered it? Because soon as you find out who chartered it, then you know who the surveyor that England sent to charter the land, right? England won out over France and Spain for the Americas.
hmm
Spain had a stronghold for a couple hundred years in Central and South America and the islands. France had a couple of islands and a couple of territories in South America.
hmm
And when they lost two out of three conflicts. They had to evacuate.
Yep.
When they lost to Toussaint in Haiti, then they lost to Chief Pontiac at Bloody River Run, but in the history books they tell you that they didn't lose,
No, they
but they
did.
lost,
Hmm.
and you know that they lost because they had to leave after that conflict.
That's right.
So when they was on the way out the door, they had signed treaties to protect the tribes of the land in the New Orleans territory, which became your Louisiana Purchase.
Hmm.
The New Orleans territory was the capital of the mainland. The unified capital of North America and South America was the empire called Haiti, right? And then you had another capital in South America. I think it was like around Bolivia somewhere when they came.
Hmm.
But those were like when you go to South America and you want to go into where those tribes are, you had to stop at the main port city right off the Amazon. And then you had to be assessed by the tribes. And then they tell you your character and your personality, this is where you fit in at, and that's where they send you. This the check-in spot. That was New Orleans for the Gulf.
Mm.
We didn't allow immigrants to come in on the Eastern Shoreboard. That was by force. They was not welcome to come in over there. That's why several boatloads of them got immediately dealt with when they got here. Because you wasn't supposed to come in, and all sailors already knew that. America, we didn't just start running into people with boats, contrary to popular opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The old Mississippians patrolled the Mississippi, the Missouri, and those tributaries in boats. This
Yes.
the riverboat gambling boat is the same type of boat they used to use most of the time.
Mm.
Then they had a couple of battleships for emergencies, but they stayed closer to the Port Nola. They wasn't constantly used like the riverboats. We used to have so much stuff going on the Mississippi River that it looked like the river had a whole city on it, and we just be doing our stuff.
All lit up.
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
all lit up. The boats lit up,
It's
and they trying to act like electricity new is ancient.
ain't nothing new under the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, we was using plasma lighting where you didn't even need electrical outlets for the bulbs.
Mm.
They illuminated stuff, but they don't want to talk about that because that they be talking about that's mythology of ancient history. But it's what if you look at they got so much footage from the World Fairs before they did mass demolition across the land,
That's right.
right? And then they were supposed to rebuild it, but they half-ass did it. Because we supposed to look just as good as Dubai or Singapore, any of them other
Yes.
places over
Yeah.
there. We've been paying for that shit.
Oh, yeah. Uh,
Most of us don't know that everywhere in the world is running off dollars generated from America, but they
mhm.
tell us that it's all coming from Africa.
No. Mass
You,
consumerism. We
they
pay for
stealing the
everybody.
resources from Africa. We paying for it out the pocket.
Mm.
All you got to do is go through the almanac and see how much money you get each country, and it's gonna blow your mind. Every country, I used to go through that every time I get a different almanac. That's what I looked at. Who was we giving money to, and why is we giving these people money? They never did nothing for us. But
Nope.
are they even on our radar?
We paying for everybody's medical. We're paying for everybody's war material. We're paying for everything with our blood,
Yeah.
sweat, and tears. Yeah.
But we ain't paying for it willingly. We paying for it under duress
Yes. Yeah.
because we being misled in our financial philanthropy. We being misled by bankers that's promised to pay these people this after their wars.
The Gestapo, the same people
Yeah,
bombing up the Middle East right now. Yeah.
right. So you notice that as long as the Gaza Strip situation is going on in Ukraine.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
not fighting for Gaza. They fighting for the Ukraine.
Of
That's
course, because
Khazaria. That's their real
that's their real
homeland.
home. But they taking they're taking plane rides of the Ashkenazi or flying over to Ukraine. And while they're telling us that we're bombing up, Russia's bombing up Ukraine, it's actually a front because all they're doing is reestablishing their own home, their old homeland that they wanted to return to all this time.
The problem is that Putin won't let the Khazarians that's in the West Bank come back to the Ukraine. He won't allow it because he know who they is and what they do.
Mm,
So this what the war really about.
mm,
That's why they both going on simultaneously because it's the same freaking people,
hmm.
and it's all financed out of Switzerland.
The quiet town that no one touches.
And the Vatican signs the check for them. That's why they protect them.
Mm,
Pope's Hancock got to be on the check. That's why he had to issue the papal bulls that they wrote for him. The unum sanctums that
mm.
enslaved the world.
Why do you think they mentioned him as being partially Haitian? What do you think that identity theft was about? Because remember, bloodlines matter. So if they're trying to link him specifically to Haitian, which Haiti has some of the largest US bases in the Americas, and no one knows why, because they have all the resources of the vibranium, this type of alien material, metallic material that they don't know where it came from, and all these bases are in Haiti. But why do you think they're linking him specifically? What do you think about that?
It's okay. So they came over here to get a drop of blood
Mm,
in the great melting pot.
mm,
The prophecy is that the last pope would be a brother,
mm-hmm. Yes.
but they didn't say you wouldn't be able to recognize him as a brother
Ooh,
because he got his one drop. Now
that's the
he don't
rule.
just tie to Haiti alone.
Oh, no, no, no. He's got a
Because
several drops of other bloodlines.
his people came from Haiti and rested in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
then migrated to Chicago, to the South Side, the same Inglewood district,
Mm,
right? So now one of what we would call back in the day Hoover's boys is the Pope.
mm. What?
But that could only be true if you seen like rappers performing at the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Then it might have some validity to it. Oh shit, the clips. I forgot. You-
Wow.
Did you see the clips performing at the Vatican?
No, no.
Yeah, yeah. About a week ago.
Holy cow. Wow.
The clips performed at the Vatican. You know they got a video floating around of the Pope crip walking.
Stop. They're not like us. They're not like
I
us.
don't know. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's AI, but they got a video floating around of the new Pope crip walking.
Bet you he is. Whoa. Could you imagine?
Now, I just think of how Big Mama boys behave. And yeah, I know he got a drop of blood. And I know he's a Jesuit. And Jesuits is there on behalf of ISIS.
Hmm.
So that tells me that it's something going on of great value with this Pope smoke.
Mm, mm. And you
He's the
gave me,
first one. He's the first one to be born over here.
oh, you're right. So that's a lay of claim to the Americas, don't you
Okay,
think?
now that coincides with they just put a statue across from the Hollywood sign of a drop of blood.
Wait, say that again? What they do?
Put a statue of a drop of blood across from the Hollywood sign. It's a giant drop of blood. Somebody sent me the receipt, and went down the rabbit hole with it.
What's that
But
about?
I'm gonna send you my post. I made a
Yeah,
post about
what's that about?
it.
The audacity. They are brazen. They're only brazen if we understand what it is, and you're about to break it down, surely. So, you know, um, hmm, a drop of blood.
Yeah, that's what they came over here for. Okay, so in these Sumerian tablets, Enki wrote the rules of eugenics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rules of eugenics tells you how to repair defective DNA.
Yes, that's my
The
specialty.
great debauchery was people pretending to be God, messing people up in the laboratory trying to create slaves.
Yes, yes.
So the people that they created to be their slaves, we call them paleface now,
Hybridized people, yeah.
right?
Geoengineered, cabbage
Now,
patch.
now, when they created them, they denied a sentient being ascension rights, which broke galactic law, which created galactic war on Earth.
Mm,
So while we've been fighting the war under the pretense of this government versus that government, there was never that. It was Enki versus Enlil and their children
a
choosing the
violation of galactic
kings.
of treaties and right, you weren't supposed to break those contracts or create
Right,
hybridized children that had no ties to what do you consider ties to like a soul imprint or ties to they had no connection to being able to ascend out of here because every being that's soul has the ability to ascend, as far as I know. A soul.
right. Well, they was creating people that if they get too intelligent, they shut down part of their body and start making it. The Stephen Hawking syndrome is what I call it.
Yes, atrophying. They start to atrophy. Yeah.
Right, because they can't cycle because it's a debate Dr. Francis Welsing goes over the defect in the cerebral spinal network of the
Hmm.
pale
Hmm.
face, right? And she's in a debate and it was on PBS. But anybody want to know what I'm talking about, pull that up. But they were had a blocked channel where they couldn't raise the sacred secretion,
Hmm.
which caused their pineal glands
And
to
to shrink and
severely
atrophy.
atrophy and
Hmm.
calcify.
Yeah. Hmm.
When that,
Thus, we hear the language all the time. They're obsessed with getting the th taking something for the pineal gland. Take this for the because and they would make it seem like they put it on everybody as if everybody's pineal gland is atrophied. It would kind of like make it like a group thing when really it's just a specific group of beings that have that atrophied pineal gland, which limits their ability. They're capped with higher consciousness and the ability to ascend. Is that what you're saying?
that you
Yeah.
can't you can't ascend. You conscious, but when the ascension period come, you 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 stay back in the lower energy. You trap.
Mhm. Hypermaterialism, root chakra behavior, bestiality,
Right.
necrophilia. Yeah.
So Inky wrote that one drop of Anunnaki blood, which is the same saying one drop of black blood,
Mm,
will correct the defect. But
that's the merging.
it needed time to saturate,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Just because they got the blood, they have to also learn how to animate the blood through arts and entertainment. That's why we wasn't getting Grammys and Oscars. It wasn't for us. It was for the ones passing to assimilate their drop of blood and appear to be something that they wasn't. Paleface.
Well, I just made a video on that, Rod, talking about make sure there's no children on the show. We're getting left a little bit. I was talking about the initiation that happens with brown men being able to sleep with lunar women. And it started with Guess Who's Coming Home for Dinner with Sidney Poitier, which was the alarm clock going off saying, okay, it's time for you to start to intake some of that DNA. And also for women, just based on my genetic knowledge, is that every time we allow a man to inseminate inside of us or take it in orally, we take on partially his DNA. And if we give birth to his child, it's even more. And I was talking about how lunar women will take on some of the aspects and attributes of brown women once they start to have intercourse with brown men.
Well, that's only once that one drop of blood is being activated. Most of the people that we think are pale face is passing.
Oh, you're right.
About 90%, if they've been in America longer than 100 years, if they bloodline, they pass.
Yes, yes.
Right,
Rudolph of Germany,
right.
the tall white alien,
Now,
said that. Yeah.
be, before they was allowing brothers to touch the pale-faced woman, they gave the pale-faced man fornication rights by orders of King George. This is where you get your rapes on the so-called plantation.
Mm,
They was taking part of the booty issued by the king, right? Go out there and spread your seed. And they was and gave them they was letting them do the most perverse things because that's who came over here.
well,
But they
criminal.
was
Yeah.
given permission to do it. That's why, for a long time they didn't even prosecute rape
No.
because it was legal.
Hmm.
It was ordered by the king.
Mm,
It was the rebellion of the tribes that made them change the law.
mm.
You gotta see when you see them Huns and those them women Mongolians with the red handprint on their face.
Yeah.
That's the bloody hand of the black glove.
Mm.
Silencing the women when they was raping them. That's why they do that. That's not just a something to try to say it's your culture. That's it's telling you a story.
Mm.
It's a whole story behind that red hand over their mouth. And this is what was going on contemporary with the time, and it's heavy in the oral tradition. If you ask any one of them that weird can tell you exactly what it means.
Mm.
You got to remember the Boston Massacre. That's why they Red Sox.
Oh,
That's what the red carpet is. Everything I'm talking about in that post I just sent you too.
the trail of blood. Mm. Hold on, let me share it with
Yeah.
everyone.
And the first person that died in the Boston Massacre was the first blood of the righteous Crispus Attucks. That's why they got to always tell us he was first to die in the American Revolution. No matter
Mm.
what, no matter how they whitewash history, they got to let us know he wasn't no paleface. Because you got to be able to identify the first blood of the sacrifice in order to break the oath, the conjure, the blood
Mm.
oath. That was
Mm-hmm.
the blood oath was made by spilling his blood
Mm. Mm-mm.
by Scottish Rite Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
So they wrote the secondary constitution in his blood. It's in the George Washington Masonic Memorial, but don't nobody know that the reason why it's fading brown is because that's blood.
Pour aired out oxidized blood. It
Yeah.
turns
Over
brown.
time, as the blood fades, the spell weakens.
Wow. That's why they have to keep reinstituting new rituals and new blood rituals,
Right. That's
right?
called maintenance in the conjure.
Yeah.
Because it's for one magician by himself, he can't carry a conjure that long if he don't maintenance. It's
Mm.
only gonna last a little while. That's why when it broke down in 1812, it started another war.
Mm.
We trying to stop war on the homeland.
Mhm.
So the people we fighting, they bring personal homicide into our community and feed it to our children with like it's bravado.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now they
It's
got
really
us
savagery and art and occults ritualistically being invocated and projected and propagated.
Look, remember they started off with cowboys and Indians,
Mm-hmm.
right? Bang bang shoot 'em ups, Western movies.
Mm-hmm.
They went from Western movies to um, theatrical performance movies with a leading man that was macho, played mostly by homosexuals, like
Mm.
Rock Hudson, played these
Mm.
dashing and dynamic, attractive men on the big screen, but all the time they was getting some dynamic and active penetration behind the scenes.
Absolutely, as of all the heartthrobs, allegedly,
Okay. Now watch how they play us now. And now while this is going on, we producing Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Huey Newton, Stokely Carmichael, Fannie Lou Hamer.
mm-hmm.
The list goes on. Stand up people that's not taking it no more,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then they go from there to uh, bank robbery movies and shootout movies and gangster movies,
That's right.
right? Them movies start dominating in the 60s. When the 70s roll around, it's inner city crime movies,
In drug movies.
right? Now, in black exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
Black exploitation was a last ditch effort to get some kind of codes to carry into the culture as it transformed into pop culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, from the black exploitation movie and the gangster movies, they started giving us cops as the hero movies. Then, when we go from black exploitation to the hip hop era in the 80s, in the hip hop era, it was about family oriented
It was positive. Yeah.
shows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And knowledge is in the music.
Yeah.
90s roll around. There's no more those family oriented
No.
sitcoms now.
No.
They all about somebody single parent
Yeah.
or struggling housewife or something like that.
Or
Doctor shows,
thoughtbotism.
yeah, doctor shows. And then now you got the boys in the street in our hood now. We not dressing no more.
No.
We don't want to dress what they used to call fly no more. We gotta get sweatsuits, all type of sweatsuits.
Uh,
We don't want to wear three-piece suits, tailor-made suits, gaiters and Borsalinos and Dobbs. We not with that no more.
Wearing
This is
bomber
the new,
jackets. Remember bombers? Yeah.
yeah, all that's the new age,
Yeah.
right? Now, fast forward another 20 years, and now look what we got. The music is trash,
Oh,
and the
completely.
gangsters is running around in mini skirts with
Ah,
pistols.
I'm sorry.
We just watched it all unfold, reviewing history,
Mhm.
and this is what we come up with.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it, the sisters is complaining they can't find a stand-up dude. The dudes fans complaining that they can't find a stand-up chick
Yeah.
because everybody was taught to don't stand up.
Yeah.
But
And
they
low
was taught
tolerance.
it,
They remember they have short span of concentration too. That doesn't
and
help.
it was used with reverse psychology because every stand-up dude and every stand-up chick got cut down by the government
Yeah.
and classified and labeled as a criminal,
Yeah.
whether they was or whether they wasn't.
Or terrorists.
Same thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
In America, the biggest terrorist in the world.
Oh, they're the kingpin of mafia Gestapos. Yeah. They still doing it now. They just, they're not really hiding themselves anymore, Rod. Do you notice that? They just being reckless and because it's the end of, it's the end of a cycle. So they don't really have to hide their hands anymore. Basically, they showing most of their, other than the things that they plan in more psyops that I'm sure we're gonna see this week and next week. You know what I mean? But they're not
Well,
really
we were
hiding
seeing
too
enough.
much.
We were seeing quite a bit go on. Um, I didn't know what to think at first, but Charlie Kirk was staged.
But that was total
Um,
psyop.
that
Yeah.
was total psyop.
His wife is a
Um,
honeypot, thoughtbot, geoengineered and contracted by Willy Wonka and his League of Doom. Okay.
mhm.
I mean, They got a pandemic coming out of Arizona that they just planned as well. We're coming out in a neighborhood near you soon.
And look, you know, Trump called all those generals in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, what's your take on that? I heard some things. So let me hear what you heard because I'll tell you what I heard word on the curb.
Look, he was sitting there. He was like, such great generals, all central casting, great generals.
Like
He
control.
he telling you that it's theatrical, it's political satire is what it's called.
It is.
And that's why if you look at Hollywood and DC, they're directly across from each other.
Mm,
This is why that one drop of blood that came up on that hill was significant because now that's called total saturation from coast to coast.
mm.
They spilt the blood in Boston and it finally reached LA.
And what you think about the federal government no longer giving funding to any of the most of these tribes unless they reinstitute rights and privileges and of the brown, the original native, indigenous, Negro, black, whatever you call them. What say you, Rod, about all of a sudden the federal government taking a
You gotta
yeah.
remember this, Floor. The only ones that the American government was taking care of is the ones that was willing to replace us.
Woo, I know that's right. And everybody
The
else was on the Trail of Tears.
the ones who wasn't willing to or replace us lived in poverty worse than ours,
That's right.
worse than the projects.
Yeah.
And they constantly fed them alcohol because
Hmm.
Mongolians don't do well with alcohol.
No, they have an allergy to it, which is mostly blood type
They
B.
got it's a brain enzyme in the brain that processes the alcohol out of the brain,
Yeah.
but it make them more prone to become alcoholics.
Yeah. It's and their side effect is euphoria. So that's why they can't, it's harder for them to stop. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Sad. And they knew that. They knew that sensitivity when they were coming in. They knew what kind of weaponry they would use against those people, those particular people. Okay? Because bloodlines matter. You know people's weaknesses. You can institute them, whatever, add to the Achilles heel and atrophy the original, especially, and they killed a lot of the chiefs too. That's another thing. You
That's what
disempowered.
most of the lynchings was. Most of them lynchings was the elders, the educated,
Yeah.
the ones who would speak out and stand up.
Hmm.
They got us thinking they just randomly pick a nigga and lynch him.
Yeah.
That's not what they was doing. They was we had a lot of people that would pass our oral history and we get caught doing it, that was a death penalty.
Mm.
It's the same as teaching somebody how to read and write
Read.
under the slave
That's
codes,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So they was trying to they want to use that as the terror mechanism where they was hanging us and lynching us and fricasseeing us and frying us. All that was to instill terror in our offspring.
Hmm. It's in the cellular memory. That's why you can meet someone who's never had a dog their whole life, but they have a fear of dogs. I've seen it even in Brazil. Like people just have a
Mhm.
natural intrinsic fear because in their past, their grandfather, grandmother were exposed to being ravaged or abused by that, and they carry it in the cellular memories. We carry a lot of information in our cellular on our cells.
Mhm. They call it genetic memory because it's
Hmm.
passed down,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that's what your DNA hold. It's like crystals.
Hmm.
When most people don't know, your DNA is amino acid crystals
Hmm.
that's making up the helix.
It's like teleporting messages through time, space, and through incarnations,
Yeah,
or procreation, through your offspring.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why by supplementing with a full amino acid complex helps generate the body, helps keep the
yeah,
body in optimum performance shape.
absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna add Dr. Rod to the roster. Dr. Rod. We're gonna have Dr. Rod time. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's a old one there. That's what I was known for my last 8 years of prison.
You have remedies? You were giving them some remedies, like a Chinese
No, they
medicine
used
there?
to call me that because they used to say, I don't know, they just started calling me Dr. Rod.
So that's gonna be, I'm gonna call you Dr. Rod now. Wow.
Started off Dr. Rod to Walking University, then they just shortened it up.
What up, Dr. Rod? See, I'm conjuring that. See, I felt it like telepathically. I like tapped in. You know what I mean? But I think it's
Yeah,
necessary and it's important, like as we talk about this, the importance of us as mothers and fathers, abuelas and granddaddies, that we fill our children with positive energy. Like the way that we speak to them, the way that we engage with our family, we can help to kind of generate positive um messages with through time and space through grandchildren, great grandchildren. We can initiate that because the world is going to do what they do, but we can kind of override it within our households. Our household should be like a healing center of like love, not being irrational, but you understand, just like love, understanding, peace, have your house as a peace, like a peace, tent, rather than letting all the negativity come in the house, leave that on the outside. You know what I mean? Kind of filter it out and regenerate positivity. So you kind of regenerate that throughout the generations.
yeah.
So, okay, so let's get to, wait, I'm going to ask you a question since we're on this. What say you about the Christians who thought they were going to um, do an exodus? They had this whole thing they were going to rapture. Wait, let me say it properly. Rapture, Rod. You know, I thought it was very
So
interesting.
first off, who came up with the date of the
Oh,
rapture?
listen, Rod,
Because the book clearly said that no man know the
no
day or
man,
the
no
hour.
time.
So if it wasn't a woman that came and told us the day and the hour, it was already going to be wrong.
Say it again, Rod. Just please say it again for us.
If it wasn't a woman that first came and told us the day and the hour, it was already going to be wrong. Because no man don't know. It
Well, that
didn't say no.
shaman,
It
well,
didn't
that
say no
shaman.
woman don't know though.
Yeah, but did you see that shaman? He was from, I think he's African. And I think they used technology on him. Because when I was
Them the
listening
worst.
to,
Them
huh?
the worst frauds. Them African shamans the worst frauds.
Mhm.
Anybody get in my be telling me they the Babalawo, I block their ass. And I don't block people. But if a Babalawo come in and tell me he the Babalawo of this village and he want to do a ritual for me, block. I don't got no time for him.
Russ, boop, boop.
Yeah, I be having a block party. I be blocking like Mkembe Batumbo.
So, he said this and he had all these people I watched. Like I was interested to see because I personally think this was a humiliation ritual that he was the one who fronted it. They put some sort of technology on him, put some imagery in his mind. He really believed it because when I was watching him, I was trying to see if he was just being like he was placating or he was like making it up. No, it seemed like he really felt like he saw Jesus and Jesus told him the date. So he had all these people on his channel sitting there waiting hours while he was on live. It was so sad, Rod. I felt sorry for them because I don't really get down with that whole,
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: from my life experience in 57 years, 56 years, the best liars in the world is preachers.
mm, I know that's right.
They lie with a straight face, with your soul on the line, and they selling you out to your face, not
Ooh,
behind your back, giving you misinformation that
mm,
they either know or should have known was misinformation. If they went to Bible school, they know they teaching you some BS.
hmm hmm
You can't go to the seminary and not learn the history of the church in that book. Once you know the history of the church in that book, and you come out telling somebody about a Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you need your ass kicked. Now, some of them like Chuck Missler, right? He he dissect the book, right? And he tell you this part right here, contrivance. They made it up.
Mm,
He'll flat out tell you this is not in the original script.
oh,
They added this in here.
wow.
It's a contrivance. But if they ain't coming like that, I don't want to hear it. If they ain't coming like Ray Haggins, I was a reverend for 25 years.
Wow.
Let me tell you what this book say.
You don't
If
feel
they ain't
sorry.
coming like that, I can't listen to them.
You don't feel sorry for those people who thought they were that sold their cars. You don't feel
Listen,
sorry for they sold their cars, Rod. They
or they needed some pocket change in case Jesus wanted to stop at Walmart. Listen, I feel for them. I just can't reach them right now.
Yes, well, it's wild. Okay.
I seen the whole church full of our folks out in the woods raising their hands up to the sky like they was finna take off a fly and go somewhere. And the funniest thing was because you don't go on the internet, if you want to get your feel, you go to the comments. Damn the post. You see a good post, go to the comments.
Word,
Look,
word.
the first thing I seen on there is I wonder if they gonna go home after this.
Mm, with dirty feet.
But seriously, the rapture is not part of the original Bible doctrine. When the Catholic Church came over here, wasn't no such thing as shouting in the church.
Mm.
That's come from voodoo.
Ooh,
That's a specific ritual.
interesting. Interesting. And that was added. Very occult. Very occult
Mhm.
like. Add a
Yeah.
little voodoo to the Bible. Add a little bit of that.
Most of Southern Baptist Christianity is voodoo concealed in the church.
You're gaslighting the Christians. Yes.
I'm just telling the truth. If they feel gaslit,
Booga booga booga.
light their ass up.
Booga booga.
But seriously, when you read the history, the AME Church especially, the AME Church was one of our biggest means of concealing our practices and our rituals, our
Mm.
customs. This is why every church got a church mother over here. That ain't no church mothers in the Catholic Church.
Was she a witch doctor?
She the big mama.
Oh, well, yeah.
She the real big mama.
I love that.
And she didn't get her rank from the church. She got her rank from the community.
That's right. That's beautiful. Yeah.
She went to church to congregate with her sisters that they couldn't congregate at their houses no more. They was breaking up the bridge parties in the attic because they was building alliances at the bridge
That's
parties.
so beautiful. Yeah.
That's why it's called bridge.
Ah, bridging everybody together, bringing them together.
Yeah. So they could tell you when the women went to go play bridge, they was cooking up something.
Yes. They were conjuring up ways to. That's where most of the well thought out plans were done in church basements and attics, right? From
Yeah.
what I heard back in
Look,
the days, like,
if you go back to the witch hunts, the witch hunts was started from a melanated lady teaching yoni
Ichiba,
magic
Ichiba.
to to these pale faced girls. And it's another one, a little later in it, they had another episode where when one of the ladies taught the yoni magic to the little pale faced girl, she went into a dancing frenzy. This is where your whirling dervishes be whirling. They be imitating the women when they go through this ecstasy. It's an orgasmic
Oh,
ecstasy that can last for several days.
oh,
And if she don't have a good priest around her,
mm,
she'll drop dead from exhaustion.
good Lord. A good priest to
Extreme
help,
orgasm.
help her along with that.
But it's an extreme orgasm and it can last up to
Good
three
Lord.
days. And
I,
she
I,
can't stop dancing.
well, I'm sure women wouldn't fight that nowadays.
and it's contagious because the
Oh,
mitochondrial is on full open throttle. And if
okay.
another female come in proximity, it'll turn her mitochondria to full throttle, and then they'll both be dancing.
Oh, you
Then
said
they told the history books tell it that the whole city end up dancing, and most of them drop dead from fatigue.
from over orgasming. Interesting.
Yeah, they you don't know how to turn the ritual off.
That's kind of like, but it makes sense though, too. You know how to begin it, but you always have to know, that's like reckless too. You should always know, you know how to start it, but you should always know to close out your rituals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
the mitochondrial activation
I
in the
bet.
divine feminine is
Yeah.
so powerful. When you get that, that's where they were saying touch the hem of his garment. It was touch the hem of her garment. Because only Isis was radiating to the frequency where if you touch her garment, you can heal.
Interesting.
It was pure mitochondrial full throttle. It's like no brakes.
Yeah.
The mitochondria of the women right now got brakes on them. That's why half your DNA not working. They call
It's
it
true.
junk.
It's true. It's
Because
true.
they have your mitochondrial with this
Locked down.
moon turned to minimum.
They
And
have a
that's
cap
why
on
you
it.
and that's why you can't control your menstrual cycle on your own no more.
That's right. That's right.
You used to turn it on and turn it off when you wanted to have a baby.
That's right. That's when we're able to give birth to ourselves too, and through parthenogenesis at one point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was all the way until they put that moon there.
Well, the moon is what controls the women. Yeah. And it's doing a really that's why, especially that's why women go into labor as soon as that full moon shows up, it'll push a woman not even fully term into labor sometimes.
Look, we humans and we don't even know that humans have three different gestation periods.
Mm.
You got the 7 month, yeah, the 10 month, actually, they call it 9 months, but it's
It's
10
10
months.
months. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you got the 12 month.
And
The
they'll
woman
force,
that carry babies for 12 months, they call that an elephant pregnancy.
uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so they be telling us that everybody supposed to have a baby in 9 months. Everybody not supposed to have a baby. Some supposed to go into labor in 7 months. Some supposed to 9 months, which is really 10 months,
hmm
and then 12 months.
hmm
They normally the ones that's having elephant pregnancy. They normally induce their labor early.
They do. They do.
And that's so they can keep the narrative running that all women gestate for 9 months when they
We
don't.
don't. No, no. And the ones who were, as far as I know, like with the Cabbage Patch, if they're able to, I know they're just like rats that are created and geoengineered in a laboratory. They only have 2 or 3 cycles of being able to give birth to babies, and then they stop. They aren't able to reproduce. But I know with Cabbage Patch, from what I understand, their gestational periods are a little sometimes their babies don't even make it in the womb for 3 to 4 months or 5 months.
Yeah, they have chronic miscarriages.
hmm hmm
But a lot of that is biochemical differences
hmm
between the mother and the father.
yeah. Yeah. And they don't do blood tests anymore. When I ask people what's your blood type and they can't tell me, I always tell them the movies. Watch the old movies. What do they tell you when they say we're getting married? Let's go get a blood test. They want people to have chaotic mating because within that chaotic, non-chemically balanced union, you can create chaotic children, who aren't harmonic genetically. And
Let me
that's
tell you
bringing a
this.
lot of monstrosities right now in our society.
A lot of it is this too. You have bloodlines of males that if they not governed by a strong man, they gonna be tyrants.
Mm.
And there ain't nothing else you could do about it.
Ooh, tyrants.
Tyrants. You see it all the time.
Yeah, wild men.
And you could tell because they come from a strong line of strong men.
Hmm.
Their daddy was always in trouble. Their granddaddy was always in trouble. Their great granddaddy was always. They not supposed to be raised by no woman by herself.
It's true.
Half the time you need a daddy and about 7 uncles to raise
Uncles.
her
Yep.
because you got to test him. You gonna have to test him. You got to show him who boss a couple times for you to get him to pay attention.
Well, that's like, when you have dogs, I don't want to compare it, but when you have dogs and you have an alpha and you
Hmm.
see it within the litter, and that alpha is always like, like always testing everybody. The father, he's jumping on his dad, he's jumping on everybody. That's the alpha. We have that in our own gene pools, and we don't have any way to guide them anymore because we're
Humans
living
don't
in
want to admit
constraint.
we pack animals. That's the first problem.
Yeah.
That's why they break the families up, because
Hmm.
they want us to rely on rugged individualism.
Yes. Yes. Which causes depression, bipolarism, all the weird psychological issues that many people struggle with. It's from being lonely, from being outside of the structure of a commune, which is natural to most of us who come from a tribal base.
Yeah. You got nomadic loners telling us that we shouldn't live as family units.
Mhm.
Like that's like the stag buck telling the herd to bust up because he don't like the way a herd look.
Sounds about right. Yeah. And everybody listening to it. And that's why we have a lot of elders, all these old folk homes, which we shouldn't have. I think it's an obscenity. It's obscene that we have elder homes when my mom was home with me, there's no way. Like, we are supposed to live with our elders, we're supposed to live with our families, young to old. It's a balance within the equilibrium of the household. And it helps the elders to also create a need, have a need to want to be there. They feel needed. They fit into the dynamics of the family, sharing the old stories, giving the rituals of what we do in our family and our culture. They're in old homes. People just throw in their family in old homes. That shouldn't even happen. That to me is like why our society is also not doing well.
Well, the reason they created old folks' homes so that the elders can stop teaching the babies.
Oh,
'Cause you got to remember when the work age people used to work, the elders
took
and
care of the babies. That's right.
the teenagers would help the elders who couldn't help themselves,
Mhm.
and then they would help with the babies.
Yeah.
The girls learning how to be mothers, the boys learning how to be fathers,
Yes. Yes.
right? The men teach the boys how to be fathers. Girls teach the girls how to be mothers.
Hmm.
We was more keen on teaching the women how to be mothers and the boys how to be fathers than we was giving them a trade,
True. True.
because it's more important to have a strong family unit than it is it's something you can do around here. You don't need no job down there, Mr. Charlie Place.
Hmm.
It's enough for you to do around here. But we
Wow.
need you here because you the only one them boys listen to.
That's right. That's right.
So since you the only one they listen to, we gonna pay you to sit your ass right here with them boys
Hmm.
and do what you do with them. You teach them, right? And it passed down.
Yeah.
All of the boys gonna go their separate way, but about two or three of them gonna stick up under the uncle that was teaching them.
That's right.
And by the time they get old enough, they be teaching the next little generation.
It's
We
beautiful.
They broke all that up by telling us that the plantation was other than the family farm.
Mm,
Because this is where all this stuff used to go on. We didn't have no universities. We taught everything at home.
that's right.
When a boy left the house back then, he could do everything he could, from build the goddamn house, build the wagon, train the horses, train the dogs,
Hmm.
herd the cattle, pick the cotton, bale the hay.
Full
He
capacity of
knew
a
how to do
man.
he knew how to do run the whole farm
Yeah. Yeah.
just by doing it.
Hmm.
Now they done gave us this victim complex where we think farming is too much like slavery. We ain't doing it.
That's crazy. That's the life. That's the
Nigga,
life.
I've been planting the garden my whole life. I don't know what they're talking about.
I love it. It's the life. It's God. It's like it's everything. That's wealth. And also the young men nowadays, with my children and a lot of us as moms, I have, within the dynamics of like boys and girls, a lot of boys are constantly playing video games. They're not engaged in the world. They're not participating in the world. They don't feel a need. Maybe it's because they don't feel needed or they're not being relegated to a position within the family dynamics because there's no longer a family.
Yeah. When the family break down, boys tend to isolate, girls tend to huddle up.
Mm,
The girls only gonna huddle up for so long, then they gonna break apart
yeah,
because there's no competent female leadership for a group of girls
yeah,
where they respect her and love her enough to listen to her.
that's right.
Because now, she cray cray.
Yeah.
You don't want to listen to her. She cray cray.
The foundation has been crippled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
They
shame.
all did it. It's all done through the sociology and learning how to break up strongholds in a social structure. And once that stronghold is broken up, as long as you to continue to feed them information that's an error, they can only behave by committing errors
Mm,
because this is the program that
yeah,
they running off of.
yeah.
The
With an
information is
encryption,
bad information.
it's encrypted, and it has encryptions that lead to almost like self-deprivation. Like it isn't meant to be a successful program. It's meant to like almost like self-implode. Yeah,
And
destroy
now
itself.
in this pill society, they want to give every boy that do boy stuff a pill. Give them Ritalin, give them Adderall,
Yeah.
give them Prozac.
Rebuke it and cut off his penis
Right.
from birth. Cut off his foreskin from birth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is a Jewish ritual, which no one questions why anyone, like, especially when I give birth, I'm like, why would you ask me as someone who isn't Jewish to have a Jewish ritual done on my son's foreskin? Like it doesn't even make sense. Like, and no one questions that. If you're a Christian, I challenge Christians all the time. You're a
I've
Christian,
been
right?
questioning this since I was a little boy.
Yes. And it
Mama,
causes issues.
why they cut some of my pee off?
It's cruel. And it also changes the sexuality. It changes the way that men receive sex. Men who are uncircumcised, the way that they
It
enjoy
changes the
sex is different than those
sensation.
who are circumcised, huh?
Changes the sensation.
Yeah, because when you're covered, it nicely encapsulates it and it protects it so it's not overly stimulated all the time. And then when he's ripe and ready and he's able to have sex, he actually bonds with women better because now the sensation is so euphoric that he's able to bond better with the partnership that he chooses because he's not overly being numbed out from birth to when he becomes a man, starting to engage sexually.
Well, what happened is over a period of time, it's just like a callus like sensation over it.
Yeah.
And then it
Well,
dulls the sensation.
well, you could buy they have they have they sell circumcised apparatuses to those who want to add the foreskin to their to life.
I'm good. I ain't finna, they took enough away. I don't try, ain't finna try to add nothing to it.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, everybody. Okay, so what we're going to talk about, okay, so we've talked about a lot. I know I'm very respectful. We have some more time though. We can go a little further because you were kind of we're talking about the ritual, the sons and what's needed in the household. But let's kind of go back and dive into what happens on the day of Halloween and the day after, which was ritualized, that was created by what I perceive to be these um satanic, ritualistic Babylonian beings that have learned to utilize this holiday to feed and embellish, almost like the story of what's the story with the Hansel and Gretel? Remember we went to the house and the lady was feeding them all the sugars and all the goodies at the house just so she could roast them up and put them in, make a nice meal. I think that was Hansel. Was that Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was giving them because she was in a gingerbread house.
Yeah, yeah. And they were eating up. I remember watching that all the
And she
time
tried,
thinking to myself, yeah.
she trying to roast their ass and fatten
Yeah, she
you up
gonna eat
for the
them
kill.
up, pop them up. And you notice that the witches always looked by like a certain phenotype, like the Darrows, but I won't go into that right now. They always had a
But
certain
the whole
phenotype.
thing, the witch means wise woman, and it only became the grotesque image of the witch we see in America.
Hmm. Hmm.
It was part of the Salem witch hunt campaign
Yes, yes, to
to
demonize women that were wisdom women that were naturopathics, herbalists who helped to help women with less doulas and midwives to help them give birth. They demonized those women and made them into wicked witches. Yeah.
yeah. So you always see those three ugly ladies standing around the cauldron with the pointy black hats on.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's taken straight out of a Doom. That's oh yeah, Yemi Ya and Oshun. And they rewrote the story.
Demonizing the Orishas, the bastards.
They demonized everything we did,
Mm-mm-mm. This
right?
is these are beings that studied us well. That's why I think that, most people think they're humans, but they could be humans working under higher forces. But these beings have studied us way too long. The information they have and able to geoengineer reactions from us or to create societies that break down family systems. There's some what do you call it? Like there's some supernatural connection to that, to having that kind of information, instituting over and over again and knowing what works. You know what I mean?
Right. You gotta keep in mind, we dealing with living 120 years when some of them live 1,000.
That's true. It's true.
So we thinking that because our grandparents did that, these people did too. No, they ain't.
Hmm.
And they telling you that the witches look like old crinkled up green ladies with a wart on the nose,
No,
and
that
that's
could
what
be the
they
most
look like.
beautiful. Yeah. And that's another thing to hide their hands because if you're always looking for that demonized imagery, you're going to ignore the honeypot thought, just like Captain Kirk did, that participated in that, you know what I mean? A pretty face and a smile. What they say? A pretty face? No, a pretty something and a smile. That girl is poison. Was a pretty butt and a smile?
Big butt and a
Oh,
smile.
big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. The honey butt. But that's really what a witch would look like. She would look enamored. What makes you
That's
think she
the
would look
that's
atrocious?
yeah, that's the story of the siren,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And it's also the story of the Gorgons,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I don't know. I've personally seen women so gorgeous that I just would be stuck. Like, what the fuck? Right. So when they talk about Medusa turning the man into stone, I know
Like
what they're
that.
talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're
It's being
it's
enamored.
that they take the exaggeration and turn it down.
Mm, very
Turn the
nice.
exaggeration down. Yeah, he turned the stone. He was stone cold enamored.
That's right. And hammer. Go ahead, Rod. Bring the syntax back.
Medusa is a title. It's not a name.
Oh,
Medu is 10. Sa means birth priestess.
interesting.
The 10th rank is the highest rank you can get.
That's why we see the X's
Alpha
everywhere.
and Omega.
Interesting. Can you say it again? Medusa, can you break it down again? Just say it one more time. The med means
Medu,
meadow.
Medu means it's the number 10.
Okay.
And Sa means birth priestess. The Sa priestess of Kemet were the birth priestesses.
So these women were probably so beautiful that
And they were three daughters of the Pharaoh.
there you go. So they were probably gorgeous. And men stood still, were just so enamored by their beauty that they stood still. And then it got that exaggerated, you know, kind of
But
terminology that they were just stuck. They turned to stone. It's crazy.
remember, they was warriors.
Mm.
They was trained like Amazonian warriors.
Oh, wow. Which probably
So
made them look more beautiful, right?
right. So but you're not expecting when you freeze for that fraction of a second, they took your head.
Ooh! You stop and be like, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
That.
See, and the three of them is called the Gorgon sisters.
Hmm.
Then
Remember the
they make them a
Beastmaster? I saw them in the Beastmaster, that old movie, The Beastmaster.
yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I never knew that. Yeah.
It was the daughter sent to civilized Greece.
Mm.
The one who was Medusa is Helen of Troy. What they was trying to kill. Remember, they took Medusa's head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did they put it? If her name was Helen, they put it in Rome on a man's body.
Oh,
Because in Rome, when you see the gods of Rome, Helen is a man. And when in Roman culture, when they refer to the Greek Helen, they don't call her Helen. They call her Hela.
wow.
Remember in Ragnarok, at the beginning of Ragnarok, she they finally released Hela from the underworld.
Yes.
Thor threw his hammer at her and she crushed it like it was a toy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's who they talking about.
Oh, wow. So they demonize her, take away her ranking,
Give her
depreciate her.
birthright, right. Give her birthright to a dude, which in this case is Thor,
Wow.
right? Her brother Loki is the rightful male heir.
And that's the
That's
one
why that's why he's always trying to sabotage Thor, because Thor's taking his spot.
they flipped it. They demonized him and made Thor seem like the hero.
Right. And then
Yeah,
they
that's what
call
they do.
Loki the trickster
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful
because
when they
he
change
he got
everything?
control over something called Heka.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Heka is the Egyptian word for magic.
Mm.
So because he know how to do magic, they consider him a trickster. The
Relegated
same as
to the
what
trickster.
was the boy in Genesis? They threw him in the hole because he was seeing stuff. Joseph.
Mm.
Remember, Joseph was seeing stuff, and his brothers ain't like him telling all this spiritual stuff to their father. So when they left out from the house, they threw him in the hole and left him.
Wow.
And then somebody came and fished him out the hole, and they put him in slavery in Egypt. It's the
Wow.
Loki story.
Mm. Rebranded and put on
Yeah, it's the
rebrand.
same. The stories is the same with different names
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that go all the way back to Sumer, Acadia.
Yeah.
It go back over here to Arizona.
Mm.
It's all excerpts from the Holy Drama. The Holy Drama is what we knew as the Osirian resurrection story. How Isis was able to bring Osiris back through his son. It's all symbolic of the rightful heir, Heru, ascending the throne, but first he have to transform, go through a metamorphosis, and become Osiris.
Mm.
And then he can sit on the throne. But he can't until he becomes Osiris, his father, meaning the chip off the old block. He can't
Mm.
get his stubborn uncle Set off the seat.
So he can't take his title.
Right. Now
Interesting.
remember, Set brutally murdered his brother to get
Yeah.
the seat.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the blueprint. When you look at um, the structure of the deities, those are all roles you have to learn. Where they show you Amen and they show you um, Kephra and the different ones. It's like a triangle.
Mm.
But they telling you that these are the pieces you got to be on the board at different times in order to reach the top.
Like so in order to achieve your rank, you got to go through these different ranking.
Right.
Yeah, to be able to get it. That's interesting. It makes sense though. Makes
Yeah.
sense. It's like you get different medals for different positions, different things until you're able to take on. You have to learn every different task to be who you're supposed to be. You can't be a leader if you don't know the different positions which you would have to take on. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Like if a lot of people be talking about they don't need a leader.
Huh.
If it and I hear it all the time, we don't need no leader, right? But humans pack animals.
Yeah, they
The
are.
leader is only there to show you what you already know.
It's guidance. It's
Yeah.
guidance. Yeah.
But we pack animals. There's
Hmm.
gonna be an alpha somewhere.
It's true.
Gonna be an alpha somewhere. And my mama say just when you think you the biggest baddest on the block, here comes another one.
Test you
So
again.
you're gonna be always put to the test if you want heavy as the head to wear the crown for a reason.
Mm.
You know, they gonna come at you from every angle because they don't believe that you are who you are. If you tell them who you are, they think you making it up and
Yeah.
that it's some fanciful, wishful thinking or some delusions of grandeur that you have, a messiah complex,
Yes.
right? But what if the person telling the truth and you didn't downplay them, and when the truth come out, you looking goofy, right? The whole goal was for us to remember who the hell we was. So now when we remember and we tell you who we is, you tell us we don't know what we talking about.
Exactly. You downplay it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rod, we've got about a half an hour left. Would you like to take some questions?
Let's go. You know
Conversations?
how I do.
Okay. So let me get it. Anybody, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Just make sure you're respectful of the time. Ask one question, please. And, if you're not asking a question or adding something quickly, just please, we have a half an hour and I'd like a couple more people to be able to speak to Rod and ask questions or kind of join in a conversation. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to add it. Give me one moment. I'm just gonna add it. Sorry, Rod, it's taking me a minute. Okay, give me one second. And Rod, while you're just waiting, um, what's your take on the day after Halloween, the harvesting? What do you take on that with usually the ritual that takes place on that day, on November 1st? There's supposed to be something big that happens this year. I'm not quite sure if it will, but
I don't recall rituals or celebrations from November the 1st.
no, right? It's usually is it relegated to just the 31st?
The 30th Devil's Night, which is the night of terror
Mm-hmm.
for the All Hallows Eve. And then you have Halloween, which is the Witches' Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Now, notice they call it Witches' Sabbath. Remember, I
Oh,
told you everything tied to the divine feminine was turned evil or suppressed or rebranded to make money off of it,
yes, yes.
which was our culture over here. When you people hear me talk about the divine feminine and the order, it's because it was our natural culture that was disrupted by outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to keep talking about it to get people aware of this is not a new thing to us. Is the stuff that we following now is new to us.
Yes, yes. It's true. So I did pin the link in. We're going to get a couple people coming in. So again, please ask a question. Just be respectful of the time. I don't want to cut you off, but if you're not being respectful, I'm going to have to do to you what you do to me. Okay. We have a beautiful guest on. Let's be respectful of his time. Okay. Okay. Let's take our first one. King Light Skin. Oh, I know him. I know who that is. I think so. Come on in, King Light Skin. Hey, Dion.
Hello,
Hey, Dion, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh, I missed you.
Hello, I'm alive.
Okay. Were you listening? You listening to our
Yeah, I've been listening a lot, and
good,
actually, I just talked to Alex again. So I've
yes,
been in my chamber, just leveling up every day.
good. You look good. You
So,
look healthy.
oh, I
Good.
appreciate. Yeah, it changed the whole like diet and everything about me, and
Oh,
like
this is good.
everything.
See,
So
Rod,
yeah,
this young man showing up. Come on. So ask
yeah.
Rod a question. Come on. And
So,
talk to
so
you
you
later.
have spoke to my brother, Dark Emperor 444, in the last lives that you remember?
That sounds familiar,
He was
but if
asking
you
about his position, like you were talking about who he is in the other realms, the young man last time, Alex. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
So that's like my brother. Like really like my brother. And I just really want to know who I am and what I do and kind of give you a gist about it is like me and Alex was like really close, was just something that that's why he referred me. And then I obviously tell him my experience. Like I see myself in the mirror. I have like green eyes, black hoodie, and then I'll have shadows. Like I'm appear with the shadows around me and my green aura like kind of like goes back and forth and then I'll have like daggers. I'll play with my daggers and stuff. And then my abilities, I have like shadow step. I'll be good with my hands. So I'll teleport like a blade here and there. And then I interact with a lot of women all my whole life. And then like I support them. And then they fight for me too. But like I step in when things. So I have like a best friend. She was we were snowboarding and she was in the car and she told me about her spiritual experience. And then I remembered my dream with her, and then she told me the exact same thing. Was like she was on battle, she was fighting with someone, and it was in desert, and I was walking by, and basically I teleported because she was about to get destroyed, protected her, and then I just wiped this guy out while I'm still talking to her, and the guy was trying to like fight me, and I slashed him, and then basically, and then after that happened, she remembered, and then I had another story, and then she kind of I never told her that story, but then she started telling the exact same story to me about like I was at this like my kingdom, and then her sister came and then I destroyed her sister, but she didn't know why her sister died. But I never told her that. But it was kind of weird. So I just kind of wanted some answers and stuff. So my brother just told me
So
he's
let me ask you this. What's your last name?
Salinas. Well, I got two. So I when I was born, I had my dad, like my dad named me, and then my dad left, and then my mom changed my name. So so I have so it's Kenny. So my name is Kenny and Lewis, but it's actually Dion Salinas.
Okay, because the reason I asked is because it sounds like you got some Irish in your blood.
Okay. Yeah, my dad's
You
Haitian,
know what?
Cuban and
You know,
stuff, so
yeah, you know what a druid is, right?
not so forth, no.
Druid is was the you ever heard of St. Patrick?
Mm-mm.
St. Patrick, St. Patrick's Day, Green.
Oh, okay, yeah, St. Patrick's Day, yeah.
St. Patrick was famous for getting rid of all of the snakes in Ireland.
Okay,
There was never any snakes in the history of Ireland in Ireland.
okay,
Okay. Now, the snakes that he was getting rid of was the Twa Druid priests. They wore the robes.
yeah,
They wore the snake band around their head,
okay,
and the women wore the snake band around their biceps. Right.
yep,
That's who St. Patrick came in there to get rid of,
okay,
for them to spread Christianity through the island and Catholic Church. And these druids are notorious for keeping daggers in their sleeve. Then you mentioned the green tent. That's heart chakra auric field,
Yeah.
right? And so we thinking like Sufi order of the green light.
Yeah.
Those the staff that you was mentioning, those are elders of the Druid order that carried the staff,
Okay.
right? So you describing memories of being a Druid fighting in combat. So when you were saying that, I'm like, man, it sounded like he was in Ireland during the reign of terror of Saint Patrick. This first thing came to my mind is a whole Druid,
Hmm.
right? But they were warriors.
Okay.
They mixed in with the Americans. When Scott and Scotia came, an entourage followed them, and they settled two parts of the Americas. One settled what today we call Nova Scotia, and Scotta, her sister, Scotia settled in Nova Scotia. Scotta settled in the Appalachians, where you
Canada.
got your ginger red heads with the freckles.
Okay.
Those are the children of Scotta that came over here for refuge from the tyranny of the church long before Columbus sailed. And the description that you're giving me, so you a past life warrior, that means that it's not your only life you've been a warrior in.
No. Like other like I explained a scenario with my mom, and I just started crying randomly, and she was telling me like I had a memory that just literally she's starting to get spiritual. And she's like, why are you? She asked me a question, and I responded with like, I was so angry that I had a kingdom and I killed them all by myself because I had one like person that betrayed me, and they convert everybody, and then I just wiped them off with the snap of my finger. And I felt sad, and I'm never gonna have that again. And I promise you, I won't let that happen again. And then out of nowhere, I just snapped out of it. And she's like, I've never seen you like that, my son. Like, I never, you okay? Like, I was like, I don't
It's
even know why I was
called
crying.
channeling.
So
It's
I was
called,
like, I don't even know why I was crying. And I was like, I don't even, like, I'm okay. I'm not crying. She's like, you need a hug? I was like, I'm good.
yeah, that's when you be channeling, you're going through all gamuts of emotion. You don't know what emotion you're gonna get because um you haven't learned yet that you can control your channel.
Yeah, I've embodied a lot of it. Like, that's why I've been taking breaks. I haven't talked to my brother. I've been on Zoom. I've been working out, channeling my
Lovely.
emotions and
Lovely.
mastering my emotions.
Good.
I've been like separated. I had like work and then my business. Like, so I've been really focused on that. But like, I'll dream a lot, then I'll stop, and then I'll go through these experiences and things will pop in my head. Like my multi-dimension thinking is just so quick. And I'm like, if I don't work out, I freak out. Like that's just how it works. So I've
You
just
know,
been
that's
like,
one of the things I used to learn to control mine was the workout.
yeah,
If I wasn't lifting, my brain would be all over the place.
all
But
over
if
the
I
place.
lift, I could focus.
And then I go straight to the water. I have to like I everywhere I go, I have to be in the water. And like I learned how to had a crazy experience in Hawaii too. Learned Gaia, and like I've started to see her. She embodied me like a divine feminine side and everything. And then like I've learned how to be in the ocean, the river, and I just feel peaceful. And now I use my shower, like cold showers. I'll take hot, cold. Like everything is balanced. It's weird. And then but I love like dark and light at the same time too. So
You
Beautiful.
know, one of the most powerful dynamics in the chieftain is the brother chiefs.
mhm.
When two brother chiefs work together, they accomplish so much more faster than anybody else can. And when you brothers, you got a special sibling bond. If you grew up together, you know, this my brother. You know what I mean? This my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
So, and you look at where you strong at and where you weak at, where he's strong at, where he weak at, and wherever he weak at, if you strong there, you fill that in.
That's what me and Alex do.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Like like we're brothers. Like I I tell him every day, like, it's weird we're not blood, but like everything he like his strength is my weakness, and my strength is his weakness. Like it's crazy. Like if we can't be together every time we talk, everything we do, everything, like I can't hear things. Like it's crazy. My phone dies fast. We'll talk. He starts clipping. Like the frequency is just high, 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 and then they just start like messing with us, and I'm like, oh, it's whatever. We just get past it. It throws me off.
Yeah, so that's when y'all starting to vibrate high. Y'all have a affinity to vibrate off each other. Y'all can feed each other energy to get you into a higher frequency. Now you just got to learn how to control it.
Yeah, which I
As soon,
like struggle.
yeah, but the easiest way to learn how to control it is to keep experiencing it.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Okay.
Even when you ain't around them, you can experience it in your mind. You can,
Yeah.
evaluate it. What did it happen? What sensations did we go through?
Okay.
Everything you can think to ask yourself about how you felt about your interaction that raised your energy up. Ask every freaking question you can ask yourself. And guess what? You can't lie to you. The answer gonna come back.
Correct.
Well, I gotta thank Dion for coming in. It's
Of
so
course.
good. I love our young men. Positive. It's beautiful. You look amazing.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
And all the young sun stars like this, I love when you're growing, expanding, and this is an example. So, Dion, I hope to see you on Zoom. Okay.
Oh, I'll come by a lot more. I'll see you
Okay.
guys. But
Thank you, Dion. Talk to you
yeah,
later.
thanks, Rob.
All right now.
Okay. Let's take in another one. I love our young men just growing, like they're expanding, they're conscious, they're trying to grow. I love it. And they come to you because they admire you and they know that you can help them. Yeah, it's really
I give you the
nice.
best answer I can. I don't know if it's always the answer
Oh,
they want to hear, but
oh no, it's amazing. Okay, let's go to we have our next guest. Hold on. Jade's World. Let's do Jade's World. Okay. Jade's World coming in. Hey Jade.
Hey,
Here we go. Hey, how are you?
I am great. I have been trying to get on here for so
You are
long.
so
Nice to see
beautiful.
you.
Nice
As
seeing
are
you
you.
back.
Thank you. Oh man, this is exciting.
Save my
This
how
is
you
shit.
exciting.
doing, Tree?
Right, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. What can I help you with today?
So, kind of like the last person. So I noticed you asked him his last name. My last name I can't really go by because I'm adopted. All I can say is I've been in alignment with some things since I was mm, about 8 years old. Uh, I want to say like I'm a little you. Like I was having conversations with adults that they just couldn't believe at a young age. And my real question is, I've developed these. 3 years ago, I went to Sedona, Arizona, and I just been woke up ever since. And I have, I can see, I can read beyond. And the biggest thing that came to me, I guess, when I was listening to him, the question is this: I had a dream where I must have been sitting across a table in a kitchen or something my with my birth grandmother, and my soul says that she was doing a handoff of ancestral power. Her eyes were on fire all of a sudden as we were talking. And as I'm looking at her eyes be on fire, all of a sudden I'm having an out of body experience and I'm looking at both of us and my eyes are on fire and we're holding hands. And then I wake up. And not even a month after that exchange, I had some lady throw at me. And in my imagination, I just set the house on fire and this rainbow fire and this like spirits trying to walk through come out of the fire. And I just canceled them all out. And when I walked out in the hallway, the lady that was throwing at me lived in the house with me and her face was red, like I set her on fire. And I started asking myself, who am I? Who am I? And I got into stuff with a rainbow serpent and things like that. And I just find
Yes.
myself, yeah, I just find myself, I'll put it this way. I have people come up to me on a regular and say, I want to be like you. I want whatever that light is. And I don't know what it is. And if you could see something or tell me something, some confirmation of who I am in the spirit realm, that would be great. Because in the physical, I've even fought people that I fought a guy that called himself the Antichrist. His father calls him the Antichrist. And we
Oh,
got into a fight, and let's just say the light won. But I would like to know who I am, because I see a lot of back and forth in the physical and in the spiritual, even when I'm not messing with people. And I've had to learn to be more spiritually aware and in order to protect myself.
Well, you describe working with fire. And
Hmm.
to work with fire, you ever see the cartoon Avatar where they had the waterbender, airbender,
Yeah, my fave.
earthbender?
Yeah.
Okay. The firebender tribe, and those are the dragons, the firebenders.
Hmm.
And it's a video. I wish I could know the name of it. I'll pull it up for you. It's a clip of this lady. I forget her name, but she's talking about the dragons, the
Hmm.
dragon bloodlines. For you to work with fire in your visions, you have to have that dragon bloodline energy.
mm,
Okay.
The kings refer to the Nagas kings. This is what they talking about, the dragon bloodlines. Those are the ones who control the element of fire. You got to be careful what you say out your mouth, because you will make somebody,
Yeah.
you
should burn
will
them
F
up.
somebody up. Yeah, because you got to remember. Now, I'm going to tell you what to look up to help you with. Get this book by Ryan Karinga called Husia,
Lucia. Okay.
Husia.
Okay.
Who is the authoritative utterance? The Sia is the exceptional insight.
Mm.
The dragon blood has the power to speak and move people, but you need to study the energy that the voice carries. And the Husia is one, even though I don't like Ryan Karinga as a person because he's a piece of shit, the book is an excellent book, right?
Awesome.
And so you describing a dragon priestess, which is probably who you was in your Atlantean era life.
You said Atlantis era?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
part of my research too.
Mm,
Yeah. In Atlantis, the whole Avatar Bender thing, that's Atlantis. Those were the four great
Wow.
kingdoms of Atlantis, but they was all united. There wasn't that war until somebody came from somewhere else and started a war, and then they joined forces to fight the wars. The wars
Wow.
is the Vermanus Wars and the Pyramid Wars. And they was fought long before they tell you they was fought. But that's
Thank you
the
for that.
bloodline. And that's what give you now the control of fire. It comes easy to you when you accept that you can control fire. Um, when I was practicing firebending, I got a barrel in the backyard that I burned, and I would make the fire sway, go down, come up. At first, it didn't do nothing. I was like, that shit don't work.
Yep.
But then, every time, I'd be out there cleaning the yard, burning sticks and stuff, and I just kept doing it, kept doing it. And then one day, I had this fire rocket. I was playing a Tupac song, and I was messing with the flame while I was playing, and it just started moving with me. And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing something! I'm doing something!" Well, I don't be liking to tell people about that kind of stuff because they think you Looney Tunes.
Right, right,
And
right.
that's
Goodness.
why all the elders say when you find your gift, you keep it to yourself,
mhm, mhm.
Absolutely.
especially till you can
Absolutely.
master it. Because once you master it, now you can control it. That means that you can control the same fire in the self.
Mm,
The only reason why your temperature is 98.6 is because something is burning in you.
Mm.
It's a rapid
Okay.
conversion of oxygen in the blood. It's the fire within you. And
Wow.
this is what radiates your auric field. So
Wow. Now it
you
makes
can,
sense as to why I found Reiki.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
can use the fire energy in psychic self-defense to have some of the greatest spiritual protection. The only people that can put up a stronger barrier is probably earthbenders,
Mm.
Mm.
rump shakers. That's when the big mamas get to doing the sway of the matriarchs, shaking their rump. That's where twerking
Okay.
came from. We thinking it's some hoochie mama stuff.
Nah,
Twerking is ancient.
Nah.
it is. It
It got
is.
some power in it.
It does.
Yeah. And it also is the uterus is a musical instrument, and
Mm.
when the musical instrument going off, source can tell the state of the woman that's dancing and what she need in her life.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Mm.
whether you know how to ask for what you need and activate it, that's a whole nother animal.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That comes with more self-awareness too.
All you gotta do is pay attention to them old ladies when they clasp their hands like this and they say, "Give me
Yes.
1 minute, baby, let me think about it," and they put it over their uterus. That's Jesus on the main line.
Now
Oh.
you got me feeling old because I'm either doing that or rubbing my knees. Like,
Oh my.
oh man.
But
Beautiful.
Wow.
these chakras in the palms are positive and negative, receive and give. When they come together in the uterus, it opens up um, like a energy portal to source.
Mm.
Yes.
In the South, a lot of people in the South will tell you they didn't seen this. Big Mama be sitting on the porch trying to figure out how she gonna feed 37 grandbabies out here
No.
and 15 childrens, 14 uncles, and she got enough to only feed half that. She said, wait a minute, let Big Mama sit here for a minute. She clasped her hands and put them over her ears, and she sit there and start talking, and she go in there, just bring the food in, I'ma cook it. By the time she get done cooking, it be food left over, like 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Woo!
With the
Right. You
same
got me
food she
feeling like a
had in
big
there.
mama boy. Mm.
But that's when Big Mama say, don't worry about it. Big Mama figure it out. She always do the same ritual. I don't
Mhm.
care if she the pale face Big Mama, the Spanish Big Mama. They everywhere I be and they do the same ritual when they trying to figure out
Mm.
a major problem. And they always come up with the answer. I ain't never seen them come back void.
They do. They do.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
That is.
Well, thank you, Jade, for coming in. I hope that was helpful.
No problem. It was very helpful. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Don't burn nobody's house up now, okay?
No, no, refining fire, not consuming, you know? Peace, guys.
Great, peace.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. That's amazing. It's kind of like, when they make that show, what was it, The Firestarter with Drew
Drew
Barrymore?
Barrymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I think
definitely a reason for that.
Drew Barrymore is one of my favorites ever since I was little.
Me too. She was supposed to do my favorite, she was supposed to do what is it? My Galactic God, it was supposed to be a galactic show. She won't do it anymore. It's like she was gonna play this galactic queen traveling through that's like my alter ego. I was calling, but she didn't do it. I love Drew Barrymore. I liked her energy, what she represented with ET, everything. I think it's just what she represents to us in another realm. Everything she does is recognizable by me, and apparently you. Okay. Okay.
She working that drop of blood, I tell you that.
Oh, she definitely is. Oh, no, no doubt. Okay, hold on. Let me remove Jade. Hold on. And let me take in, hold on. Okay, we just have a, sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm going to take in Alexandria. This is going to be, we'll just do two more, Alexandria, and then one more, and then I'm gonna let Rod Hayes go because we keeping our time and showing appreciation. So come in, Alexandria. I think I let you in. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. This is Alexandria. Hey, Alexandra.
I got a buffer for a minute before she get in all the way in.
Yeah, I think there she goes. Hey, Alexandria. She there? She okay? Alexandra? Can she see? She can see us. She can't see us. There she goes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know who you're speaking to. I forgot this is up under my daughter's account.
Yes, yes.
Um, so let me officially introduce myself. No, I'm Subdet. Mayat Amirset. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep,
yes,
we ain't loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Hello, Rod.
How you doing?
Um, okay, this is my first time speaking publicly.
Your
Okay.
energy say you got to be good at it.
Okay. Okay. This is my first time speaking in public. So I'm like it's going backwards or slow.
We can hear you. Don't listen to the YouTube. Don't listen to the YouTube because you're gonna hear
Oh,
it's
okay.
delayed. Yeah, it's delayed. So if you
Okay.
listen to the YouTube, that says delayed. Just listen to the Zoom itself.
Okay. Well, I wanted to come out to, I'm sorry. I wanted to come out tonight because I listen to Rod a lot and I listen to you a lot. And I wanted to share something about my experience. Okay. Okay.
You good, girl? Go.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to share my experience.
Can she hear us?
I can hear you, but I'm hearing a delay somewhere. I
No,
turn everything off.
don't listen to the YouTube because the YouTube is delayed like 30 seconds or something like that.
Okay.
So turn off the YouTube totally and just listen
Okay.
to
Let
the
me turn
Zoom.
it off totally.
Yeah, because that's what you're hearing
Probably
is
what
the
it is.
delay.
Now, can you see me?
Yeah, we could see you. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Um, I have reached out to you, Rod, under my government name, and I'll reach out to you again. But the reason why I came on here tonight, I think it's very important that a lot of us are trying to reach out that have gifts and that are activated. And I've listened to a lot of people don't like to take us seriously. And I think this is one of the reasons why I came out publicly, because I speak so many languages. And a lot of people want to hear proof and they want this and that. And I've tried to reach out countless times to different people so we can connect. I went to the Trail of Tears today. I live by the Trail of Tears. And a lot of ancestors came out today. And one of the things they told me is, which I already knew, we at war. They wanted me to put my feet in the ground, so I did. And a lot of them spoke through me, a lot. And I've been trying to speak. A lot of us stay in the background, and it's okay. I want people to know it's okay. We have people that's supposed to be out in the forefront, like you and Rod. And then it's us in the background that want to assist. And that's why I came out publicly, because there's some things that I do want to share, that I want to show you, FleurBrun and Rod, in private, to show that I am who I say I am, respectfully. And also to reach out to other people who are speaking light languages. We need to come together. And this is very serious, especially for me to come out online like this. I'm trying to reach out to people who are experiencing a lot, light languages, the powers we have. I'm going through a lot. And that's why I came out. I want to speak to you, Rod, if you allow me the chance, and FleurBrun.
I just
There's so
need you to
much
do one
I
favor
have to
right
talk
quick.
about.
I want you to
There's
take a deep breath And focus. Center yourself.
It's okay.
You all right, sweetie? Just take a deep breath and relax a little bit. Get your composure, because I know it's heavy because I didn't been through it.
I never know who's gonna speak through because I keep asking for receipts. Come on, tell me, Shamat. Come on, let them shit. Tamata. Mota Timati Natamati. Katitania, Machuma, Makalicha. This is our land. Mukumotika in Jamapa. And in Motel Lata. Motashi. I am a Lentian. Mukumukia Tijata. Namahatia. I just want to allow myself to speak out. Kumoti Shimahati Hakashimachai. Kalana Ete Kumatai. Let the answers speak through me. Because I'm reaching out. Mukoya Chimahataki Mike. We are at war. Kalam. Mukois aligned. Kumogaisa. Muhatina Kumorana Matia. I am the recorder. Mukumohishilate Masaicha. I am the recorder of the land. Kumahati Shimokalitia. Catchy. Mat Moise Mufusha Timothy. Atika Mumfushlani. Maksha. I've waited all day to hear people listen. They want to hear the language of our people. We are the Tamarian. We are the commission. Latin Kanina Hatumotuni San. Kana Sai Mohakimo Kumotumashe. We work through the frequency with the lights and we work through the music. I am subject Maya. I mean, check Makalin, one of the high priestess. Like it. I am dual sighted. I give respect. Come on, like because I cry for the people. I am the one that's supposed to walk the land. To show the people. They want you to hear I'm giving my I don't want to. I'm a real person, and I'm telling you, a lot of us are activated. We're tired of holding it in. I'm subject my I'm in tech. I don't hold it in anymore. I want to come out publicly. I say, Shantikina. Kamuto, they are war with us on our land. Kanya Saki. Matiko Moka, Matia, Smokunite, Fisi, but Mata Musha, Mata, see, Mata, Lady, somebody, some Kunite, Mo, Amai Salamati, Moala, Matesi, Begumote, Kashimote, Mata is Makulete, Smote, Mokote, I'm the recorder of the land. Mukusumote, Lisirai, Mat, Mokatala, Shukatan, and the moon. Mate, say, Mokoli, okay. I come out publicly just so I can put my name out. I am Sabet Mayat Amentet. I am an Atlantean. I am an Atlantic class and I am the tribe of the land. This is our land. Come on, they say no. My seat with the Mahashi Shimokumti Salamati, Kali Pasti, Mokumti, Magasamakas, Motu Galati Shima, Kalemahote, Notumata. Who said? Mgasimaka Itaishi. Mukuni Nama Chita. Come on, come on. I would have never came out publicly, but I had to. The ancestors speak through my throat, and I'm tired of hiding. That's why I come out publicly. I respect you, Rod. I respect you, FleurBrun. They wanted me to come to y'all, to you two, and whoever, so that everyone can understand it's time for us to show who we are.
Rod, would you,
Nika,
just as you're speaking, I can feel like it's in my spine. Whenever
kaka smoga sita tamoga la chimogo mode yet chumati. Tamoga sita shmo ti. I have been recording for months. Kalamogo going around others. Mateka sita matela kichi. Recording what I do. Kumu ishi boto go ileshi. Magoli si mogo yeshita. Mazati mukayachi moto. I have gone to priestess Kamati system of Holy Silam, Yataki Michia, Mother Muslim, Matasidu, Veselitiku. I see the sacred man, Tumuji, there's sacred symbols in the sky, Mugunishin and the Molly, seen I've seen them. Malesakashama, Targatatum, I see sacred geometry. Come on, say that mass. I recognize the people from symbols. Come on to see them. But there's a clock in the sky. Mogolini, Mogosmith, Messi, Mote, Monisime, Motomosi, Tamadita, Mogum, Pontexia Ponte, Tis Calamohite, Muchanta Mote. It come easy like the movie. This is Mati, Mutai. Mugosi Mutai, she moved it more. I have been upset all day. That makes it people sick because I've been trying to reach out to different people. Magata, you should not come out t-shirt like that. I'm not a joke. Malaka, Nika, Kamoto, Muguzi, Muguzi, some my people were supposed to show you. We Kamachi, Kamakati, Mugutu, Mugi. Mugo sili mugo sienta mugo tine moto. Mata como se chega até me chupo muito. Talíssimo para rissimo que ela matou com ela sama. Calma como disse me
Hey,
pão. Se não do esse mu vale lá.
Easter, are we able to communicate with you?
Aqui não sei.
Okay. Can you hold for a moment just to take a deep breath? Take a deep breath. Because as you're channeling, it's also taking a lot of energy to do so, right? Okay. Okay. Hold on one moment. Okay. Rod, would you like, because I know this is,
Yeah, so for people that don't understand what's going on, remember when I first told her, I said, breathe, breathe?
yeah,
She was being mounted.
yeah.
And the ancestor that's speaking through her um, was here when the war started. And she's trying to tell us that not only have she been here, she's been walking the land outside of the physical, keeping record of everything transpiring.
Yes, Moko City. I go to the Kashi, Moko City.
Yeah, and then she's telling us that there's a timer, the clock in the sky. That's that 3-eye atlas. They're saying it's a clock in the sky. It's a timer. And she's relaying all of this information. She's trying to translate it as she speaks it in the ancient tongue. But some of it get lost. But she's actually, this happened when we did the reclaiming the sacerdotal seat in Philadelphia. The sister Rosalind Bonaparte recited the curse that was put on the colonizers in Philadelphia, and in order to lift the curse. She is speaking from somebody whose most recent life was in the Trail of Tears, but has been through the ancient wars.
Hmm.
So the message that she's given is that the war is, she can still see the war, but the war is over. We just haven't been exposed to it openly, and we won.
We're in war now.
She's still looking at the war.
That's why they told us I had to put my feet
So
in the ground. They say put your feet on the ground. Connect to the ground.
Just telling me, I feel it in my back of my spine. That's how I know it's legitimate.
Put your feet on the ground. We got powers. I'm not just the on the Trail of Tears. I travel in between the realms. Come on, I'm a light coder.
we told her,
I speak frequency. Like through music, the harmony, we are everything. I try to translate as much as I can because they come through.
These messages need to be like, there needs to be an orator, like someone to write them down.
she,
I record my cities and I write everything down, my dreams.
What'd you say, Rod?
she needs somebody with experience with
Yes.
being with people that's mounted.
Yeah.
Phoenix, that's what she do.
Yeah.
One of the things she do.
Phoenix?
Matter of fact, when we was working on breaking the Haitian Revolutionary Conjure,
Mm-hmm.
one of the sisters who was sacrificed for the conjure, she kept being mounted, and she needed her sisters, so they got together and they did her ritual that helped her a lot.
Good. Good.
So
I need to be around
maybe
the people.
yeah, she need like-minded people
Yeah.
that
I've been
can.
trying to reach out to people that are
Yeah.
like us.
Well,
And
I
if you're
got
saying they
somebody I
want us
want
to
you to
come
meet.
through, we are here. That's all
You
I'm
s-
trying to say. We are
you-
here.
C-Star, we need to, Rod, you have someone that she can, because she needs support.
Yeah, I
She
got
needs,
somebody that's familiar with everything she's experiencing
okay.
and went through something similar when she first came online, and she could be a lot of help to her. The Phoenix Rising Academy on Instagram.
Okay.
But if you could get her information for me, I'll forward it to Phoenix to get in
Can
touch
you,
with her.
C-Star, can you do me a favor and can you is it possible for you to email me or message me on here your information so I can give it to Rod?
I know how to reach Rod. I've been reaching him through Facebook.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
What's your
um,
name? Okay. What's your
I
name
don't want
on?
to say my government name on here.
Okay, no, no. Okay. Do me a favor and just with
But I
me.
revealed my name to Rod. He was the first.
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna go to my Facebook and I have you send me a message.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sister. I know it's because I want you to be able to be supported. Your messages are valid and you can feel it. Like I feel it in my soul. Um, and there seems like you're pressed for time. Like it feels like there's like something that needs to be shared like now. There's no more time.
There is no more time. That's
Okay.
why we're coming out.
Okay. Well, I want to
Yeah.
thank you for coming in. And Rod, also, if you check your messages for the Sea Star.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, me.
Sea Star, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing the messages. I value you, I respect you, and I'm thankful. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, sweetie.
Oh, that's intense. You're very intense. Beautiful.
Yeah. Most most times people get mounted, it's very intense.
Oh, it is.
You
Ooh,
know,
I felt it
you
at the
can
top of my
tell
spine, the base of the spine, soon as the messages were coming in.
as soon as I told her to pause for a minute and breathe, I knew she was being mounted.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if she was trying to catch her composure or if she was going, but if she breathed and, just control measures.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, that was an amazing night. Wonderful messages. That literally was something unexpected, but very valuable. I want to thank Rod for you coming on tonight again for an amazing. You never know what happens on FleurBrun's channel, you know?
And it's always a blast. But remember, it's the same thing like when you said you had listened to me that time and then you wrote all that stuff.
Oh,
So
absolutely. I
it's
couldn't
the
get the
same
message
thing, but
without listening to your voice. It was so amazing. It was wild.
yeah. So the only difference is the way that when you mount it, you can focus and use your hands.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Her voice is taken from her. They have to speak.
Yeah. They use her to speak
Yeah.
to, they use her vocal wise. Yeah.
She
Amazing.
powerful. I seen it when she first popped on the screen.
Yeah.
She got
She's
the
on
juice.
she's on point though, but again, it's like right on time, right? Perfect timing.
Yeah. And
So
she's
hopefully
telling
let me
us
know. Let me
that she
know.
was telling us she wasn't just walking the Trail of Tears. She traveled between realms.
So she's witnessed all the different forms of
Right. And
the wars.
she was saying in the last part, she was telling us to let them know that the ancestors are here.
Woo! Um, it's time. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah, so I want to thank everyone for joining in tonight again for Rod Hayes coming in impromptu. You know what I'm saying? October 1st. We're on October 2nd soon. So thank you, Rod, again for coming. Please donate to Rod. I gave his Cash App, his PayPal. He always comes in just with amazing information and just teaches us and gives us a lot of information that we haven't been allotted to hear. And he's valuable to the community. I'm looking forward to hearing about the Sea Star and the revelations that come about from this. So, Rod, any information of where you're going to go, where you're going to be, let the people know how they can contact you, where they can
I'm
find
doing as
you.
little as possible right now, FleurBrun, and trying to wean myself off the internet.
Oh, good luck. I won't harass you unless I want to. Okay.
It's okay. It's just certain people still probably pop out here and there.
No, but thank you again, Rod. And looking forward. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We're gonna get some good rest. And I felt that. Like I felt that last bit of energy. I felt it in me with this wonderful seer. So Rod, keep me abreast of what's going on in that situation.
You know today a portal day, right?
Today? I
One
didn't.
zero zero one.
Oh, no wonder. It's right on time.
Yeah, it's a portal
Wow.
day.
Woohoo! The portal's wide open. The ancestors are here, y'all. You better watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like doing a soul train line. I'm gonna start a soul train line in my house. How about that? The soul train. What? I'm feeling myself. Look, LeBron just tolerates me. I'm sorry. Anyway, y'all, thank you again. Thank you. We're gonna go get some food. I'm not supposed to eat late, but I'm gonna be working out soon. So I'm getting strong like Dion. Dion, I'm
Yeah,
coming for
I'm
you.
about to go get me some too because I eat late.
Ah, well, it is what it is. We got to eat, right? Well, at
Yeah.
least in this. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Mwah. Peace. Everyone in YouTube land. Let's see if I can end this on a good note. Wait, oh, wrong one. Good Lord. Let's are we still we're still live streaming?